Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca and today I'm going to be reacting to a TED Talk from about 7 years ago. It's called Female Educated and Perpetually Single, and the speaker's name is Erica Marin. So I'm sure you guys have probably seen this video. If you have, please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but I will be reacting to that today. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Introduction, and by the lovely words of Miss Beyonce, I'm a single lady, no ring on this finger. So I'm 31 years old. I have my PhD in history. I would consider myself very successful in my career choice. I absolutely love my job. And I'm pretty much happy about everything all the time. But I'm not married. I'm not engaged. I'm not even close. So according to traditional gender norms, I'm a failure.
I can tell from her body language that she is very uncomfortable. Now, speaking on stage is very difficult. I've done it so many times in my life, in my career, and I know it's very uncomfortable. You know, your blood pressure's up, you are sweating and all this other stuff, but just based off of her body language alone and what she's saying, the audio doesn't match the visual. She's saying one thing and her body is completely saying something else. I can tell that she's uncomfortable, that she is unhappy, even though she's telling us that she's happy in her career choice. She's saying that it's because of society, but I honestly feel like she's disappointed in herself as well. She's putting her body in, her expressions are not matching what she's saying verbally. It might be for the audience so that they understand this is what she's going to talk about, but right off the bat, I really don't think that she's happy. I think that she is feeling the pressure, but we will continue to watch to see what she's going to say.
And I feel a lot of pressure to get married and settle down, and I want to. I want to find someone who's right for me. I want to find someone to share my life and love and experiences with. You know, eventually get married and pop out a few spawn. Typical. I'm not quite sure why it hasn't worked out for me yet. Obviously my educational and career choices have forced me to move around a little bit in the past few years, but even still, I'm fun, I'm charming, I'm not completely hideous.
In my personal opinion, the reason why I think that she's been single is because she's prioritized her career over finding a mate, over finding a husband and eventually getting married and having kids. And that is the consequence of putting career over relationships. Men don't have this issue. A lot of men go to college, they have higher education, they do their PhD, and they date at the same time. Men have an easier time doing this, and they're more successful with getting the career, getting the education, and still finding a wife and having kids all at the same time. For some reason, modern feminism has taught women that they can't have those things at the same time. I need to pour everything into my career, I have to pour everything into my education in order for me to get it right. Then at that point, I'm going to be more attractive to men so that I can settle down, so that I can have kids. And unfortunately, that is not the case whatsoever. If you're going to advance in your career, if you're going to put everything into your career, know that that is taking away from your relationships and vice versa. There's nothing wrong with having a good job and providing for yourself, but at the same time, not achieving, CEO status or COO status. It's okay to not advance in your career as much if you want to prioritize family and children.
I'm not high maintenance. I love cooking. I like watching sports. I like having sex. So I've got a lot of pros in the minds of the male of our species, if you know what I'm saying. I think I'm a pretty decent catch. And in terms of what I want for a guy, well, when I was young, I created a long that I wanted in my future husband. And there was...
See, this is the problem that women create for themselves, is that they make this extensive 50-item list with all the things a man has to have. And a lot of these things that I'm reading off of this list, and you can also read them yourself, is very materialistic. Have a nice car, have a boat, likes to cook, likes bad TV. These are things that don't necessarily matter in marriage. But this is what she's saying, my future husband. She wants her future husband to have this whole 50-part list down packed before she signs the dotted line. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. These are unrealistic expectations. And if you're going into a relationship with a list this long, just know you will not find this person. So ladies, having lists like this is not beneficial to you, because all you're doing is setting yourself up for disaster. So you need to prioritize the things that actually matter in relationships, not this extra stuff, okay? I just want to make that super clear, because this right here is a problem.
There's all sorts of personal qualities and physical attributes and just general skills or possessions that I thought would be useful.
Possessions.
Well, as I'm getting older, this list keeps getting smaller and smaller. The first thing to go was all of those materialistic things. I didn't really care about those. The next thing to go was the skills. They would be useful, but I don't really need someone that's good at computers and cars and construction. So as the list started to dwindle, the problem was I started to feel like I had given up some things that were really important, and I was going to have to settle for somebody that wasn't going to make me happy and maybe wasn't going to treat me very well.
This whole notion of settling and not making you happy and not going to treat you well, that's a bunch of crap. When you have these high expectations, when you have these high standards and you expect a man to tick off all your boxes, then of course you're going to be unhappy. Of course you're going to be unsatisfied. How can you tell someone that you have to be perfect from the beginning to get into a relationship? That's why this woman and a lot of women are single, because you prioritize things that don't actually matter. Also, what are you bringing to the table? What things are you working on? What is your list for yourself that you want your future husband to know about you? We really have to think about this and be very understanding that it's not a one-way street. It's not just what she wants, it's what men want as well. Are you on the list for your future husband? Think about it. It's not a one-way street.
So I backtracked and I came up with the most important things to me. Okay, so I don't care if it's superficial and shallow. I want somebody that's taller than me. I'm 5'10". I am not a small girl, all right? I don't want somebody that's going to make me feel any bigger than I already am. I want somebody that shares my political beliefs, which is not important at all to some people. But I've dated guys with different political commitments, and I've realized that I don't like to argue. And I cannot be James Carville and Mary Madeline. I can't do it. I want somebody that's smart. I'm smart. And I want somebody I can talk to. They don't have to have a PhD necessarily, but they can't be threatened by mine. Basically just somebody that has the general sense of intellectual curiosity and a love for learning. I need somebody that's ambitious and hardworking. I can't respect you if you don't have goals. And then of course, you know, the general sense of humor, kind, honest, laid back, non-smoker, likes cats, etc. So, I don't think that this list is unreasonable. And yet, here I stand, maybe, single like a slice of Kraft.
Also, what I've picked up from this video is that I feel like she's already given up. And that's just the sense that I get from, again, her body language, how she's carrying herself. She doesn't seem confident in what she's saying, but she's saying it. When someone appears as if they have given up, then that is what's projected onto society. That's what's projected onto men. When you're out and about living your life in the world and you are jaded, if you are angry, bitter, if you are down on yourself, it's going to show. So this is why you're probably perpetually single as well, because you've given up. And ladies, if you show up outside with a frown on your face, with your shoulders shrugged in, with your body closed up, you are projecting the fact that you've given up and that you don't care. So why would a man care about you if you don't even care about you? It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a highly intellectual person to perceive that. If you carry yourself well, if you're smiling, if you're laughing, if you're giving off good energy, you're gonna get that reciprocated. If you are putting out bad energy, if you're putting out, resting bee face, right? That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get people that ignore you, men and women. People don't wanna be around sad people, angry people, bitter people. They wanna be around people that are going to lighten the mood, not bring it down.
BuzzFeed came out with this list a few months ago in August, and it's 24 things single people are tired of hearing. And boy, it is spot on. So, for example, how are you still single? You're so great. I know, right? Don't you ever get lonely? Don't you want kids? Yeah, duh, obviously. You should try online dating. That's my favorite. I'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry, you'll find someone. Just don't turn into a crazy cat lady. Too late on that one. You should let me set you up. Hell no.
The reason why women are ending up 31, 35, 40 single is because they were intentional about everything else in their life other than dating, other than finding a man, other than settling down. And it's because society has preached to women specifically that you should be focused on your career, that you should be focused on your education, that you be focused on everything else other than finding a man. And then these women are waking up in their 30s saying, well, I have everything that I've worked for, that I've desired, that I've wanted, but where are all the men? And it's because you've poured all of your energy into work, you've poured all of your energy into education, and you've neglected, you put your blinders on, and you forgot that there were other people in the world other than you. And this is why you are tired of hearing these questions. If you were intentional on dating, if you were intentionally going on dates and putting yourself out there while you were in your 20s, then you would not be single. You would not create these crazy expectations that you want men to do and to have and to come into the relationship with. And you would find someone that works with you, that will grow with you, that will be with you. If you want marriage, if you want kids, if you want any sort of relationship, you need to prioritize these things. I'm not saying don't have a career. I'm not saying don't have an education, but make space for both. Make space for a relationship, make space for a man, and don't push that person away because you want to focus on your career, because your career won't help you in your 50s when you're alone. That's all. So with that all being said, guys, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and I will see you in my next video.